Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we're working with this pattern. This is another one of my variegated ones. This is pattern number 104151 over on friendshipbracelets.net, and the Kumi, in case you're interested, is 3260, also on friendshipbracelets.net. And yeah, I hate to come out and just be like, oh, I didn't care for it, but I didn't care for this pattern. There's just zigzags in it that I don't understand what the designer was trying to do, why they were moving this one little yellow knot to a different space. If you were making a smiley face or a heart, or there was something in the pattern that you're trying to create and it's a means to an end, I understand that. But I never understood what the pattern was supposed to be. It looks a little bit like the Masonic symbol, you know, for the Masons, which is like a compass and a square put together. It looks a little bit like that, and if that's what they were going for, okay, cool. But it's not close enough to that for me to be like confident that that is what they were trying to do. So yeah, I just, there was a lot of little zigzags that just didn't kind of make much sense to me. The pattern was okay. It took just over an hour to make. A lot of the yellow strings were getting shorter, but nothing really too short or nothing too crazy. But it was an uneven. It was like one set of the yellows were much shorter than the other. Mind you, I could have swapped out at different points. They do cross over each other. There is the possibility that I could have changed that. But because they were, the yellow ones were the variegated, I really kind of didn't. I kind of let them kind of go their own way in this one, because it turns out that this particular variegated string is not as color shifting as some of the others that we've gone through. In fact, it's really subtle. It's a yellow that kind of touches on some orange, but it's so light and so whatever. It's kind of hard to say that, you know, you definitely see the emphasis. I guess towards the end it was a little bit more oranger. It just it didn't change a whole lot, which was kind of a good thing, because the two strings there's two on either side. The strings themselves, they cross over each other, and if there's a real big difference in light to dark or whatever, then you kind of see string directions, and you see kind of how, you know, it's kind of the magic of the whole bracelet kind of gets revealed, and you see what's happening. But because these were really close to each other most of the time, it was almost like just using regular, like a yellow or an orangish colored string in it. So yeah, I can't say that it was, you know, a good choice or whatever. It probably is not a good pattern for variegated floss, just because of that. This one just happened to work because this particular batch was just not very colorful. It's got a nice color. It's just, it doesn't change a lot. Again, it was a sampler pack. I was just trying out different ones. I didn't choose the color, and so I can't really say I'm disappointed. It's just, it doesn't do much. So, yeah, there's not a lot more I can really say about the pattern. It like I said, it's not something that I would have normally have gone for. I was just trying it out. My biggest curiosity when I saw the pattern was to see if for some odd reason in an actual bracelet form, like if the pattern made more sense, if there was something about it that it looked like something like, maybe it looked like a little crab, or maybe it looked like something like, maybe the person who designed it had something specific in mind, and that I wasn't seeing quite what that was. And so I thought it would be kind of cool to give it a shot and see what came of it. And despite having made it, I can't even begin to guess what it was that they were hoping to achieve. I don't see whatever it is. You know, the little dots in there, I thought maybe that was going to give me a clue. No, it's baffling, totally baffling. But I had a good time making it. It was okay, you know. I do the live streams often when I'm making bracelets, just because it's, you know, I'm not recording, so it doesn't matter if I like stop and talk to you guys. So, but that's a members thing, all right? So like, wait, let me just thank them real quick before I forget. Special thank you to my YouTube members who do make all this stuff possible. From getting the floss to having bought the cameras and stuff, it really came to because of the contributions that the members make. So thank you guys so much for all your help. I couldn't do it without you. Yeah, so anyways, there'll be times when making bracelets along with people, because like right now I'm not streaming because it wouldn't make sense if I get distracted by, you know, conversations. You can understand it wouldn't work out as well. So that's kind of not a thing. But yeah, what else can I tell you? Oh yeah, you see me pick out a knot there. It just kind of went in wrong somehow, and it wasn't sitting right, so I had to take it out. It was like I went the wrong direction or something in the first part. It just didn't make sense. It wasn't quite a mistake, it's more of just the string kind of went the wrong way or something. Oh, and the pattern itself, there wasn't a difference from the top half and the second half, despite the fact that when we made it, we mirrored, because it already sorts of flips itself backwards and forwards the whole bracelet through. So there was no first half was easier than the second half. The whole thing was exactly the same. The only thing I had to worry about was making sure I knew where on the pattern I was, so that way I didn't overextend and try to go longer than, you know, normal. Partly that doesn't happen so much because when I record it, it's an hour worth of video, but to upload to my editor a full hour length video would just take forever. So I break it into 30-minute pieces. So on that second 30 minutes, I know that I should, you know, like as that time is whittling down, I should be near the end of the whole bracelet. And it really does help to make sure that like I don't overdo it, or, you know, yeah. It's funny too. It seems that the first 30 minutes, I almost make it to the midpoint. The second 30 minutes, I make it to the end. I don't know if it's just the string length is different, or having gotten used to the pattern, or quite what that concept is between the difference in how, you know, less than 50% the first one, more than 50% the second one. Don't know what causes it. I think it's interesting though. And it happens all the time. It's just part of, you know, the whole bigger scheme of things. Like I said, I'm not sure why. Could be that I'm getting more excited as I see the end is getting near and I go faster. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not sure that I actually found the best segmenting, by the way, for this. If you're watching it for the purpose of trying to see how to segment it, I don't think I necessarily found the best way. What I was striving to do was to find clever ways to make sure that I was staying within the pattern itself. Again, the thing didn't feel very intuitive, so since I had to keep looking at the pattern, I just wanted to keep concentrating on what I could see and know that I wasn't going off course and just doing it wrong. So yeah, if you're trying to figure out the segmenting, I would say there might have been a better way. I'm not sure. I like to have nice long straight rows, you know, like chevrons when possible, and I do that to some extent. But in other parts, I'm kind of more concentrated on the knots themselves. So that's that. Yeah, we're getting near the end now. And man, am I ever seriously working far away from the clip? That's crazy. All right, guys, this is the very end of it. Thank you for hanging out with me. As always, I do appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit the like button. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.